All right, we're gonna continue with that cross grip, okay? But this time we're gonna just start it from the open, so to speak. Okay, we're not gonna start from a closed guard and work our way, out of it. Just imagine that we're already here. I'm sitting in this position. Your partner, your opponent, they're on their knees, or maybe they have one knee up, one knee down, like in a lunge position. Okay, that kind of stuff. So if I'm already here, this is pretty easy for me to, get into that cross grip already. All right. Now, as you saw right there, I'm using my left hand to feed it, to feed the collar and the lapel to my right hand. Okay. Don't make the mistake of just reaching up and getting it. Okay. Even though sometimes you are successful and you just may do that and you get it. But it's a lot better for you to just feed it. Okay. It's a lot better for you to reach with one and feed it to the other one. You will find yourself having a much better grip on the collar, a much more deeper grip of the cloth, so to speak. Okay. Sometimes when you just do this, it tends to become shallow. Okay. And the grip, as you can kind of see right here on the video, see how my hand is kind of right at the chin level. Okay. Sometimes it's shallow. I try not to have it too shallow. I want it, just above the chin, if anything. Okay. When I'm first starting in this position, trying to feel it out, I want it about above the chin, not at the chin level. That right there is already too loose, too shallow, and it's easier for them to grip. Okay, if they are paying attention to it, you reach in, and they're immediately going to put a stop to that. Okay, if you get a little bit higher in here, a lot of times it's a little bit harder for them to break it because now they have to reach up higher. Okay, and they have to reach up more, and when they do that, okay, and when they reach up more, that already makes their posture compromised. All right, because when it's right by the chin level, it's just right there in front of them. But when it's, a little bit higher of the chin, they have to get to that grip. So that means they have to maybe create space with a posture. And when that happens, well, that posture is already too compromised. Okay, so that's what we're gonna work with. So a real simple attack from there. Okay, I get it above the chin, and they're starting to address it right there. Okay, before they actually succeed in peeling their grip, I'm going to, butt scoot in. Okay, I'm gonna butt scoot in, and I'm gonna use my right shin in this scenario, and I'm going to control her left thigh. So my right foot's gonna slide between her legs. Okay, as I come in here like this. Okay, my knee and my elbow right now they're kind of touching. My elbow is resting on my knee. I can get away with that right now. So as they are focusing on the grip, okay, and doing that, I am now going to use my left hand and control the elbow. I don't have to hold on to the sleeve. Sometimes you feel like you need to if the person's a little bit stronger than you, or maybe they have a good base or a better base than what you were able to deal with. Me personally, I like to just cut behind the elbow and kind of pull it towards me and then into their belly. All right. So as I do that, this is all almost simultaneous. Okay. It's like I reach, I get it. They go that right here. See how I get in real close. Okay. So because they went here and they posture up high, that creates this opening right here in front of her body for me to be able to scoot in and get in real close. Okay. Otherwise, if it was shallow grip, okay, if it's a shallow grip, she doesn't have to, lean back as much to create that grip break, right? So a shallow grip, see, she doesn't have to lean too much. If I were to be here like this, her body is already kind of compromising my space here, and I don't get in as deep with my body underneath her center of gravity as I would like to. At that point, my legs are going to do most of the work, and I don't want that. Okay, I want my body to do the work. So I go in, I catch the grip, I get right here. Okay, I'm right here. My right forearm is touching her body or her other forearm, depends on where her arm is. Okay, I reach for the elbow, I pull it up and tuck it in. Okay, at the same time, I'm going to bring my right hand, which is that cross collar grip, and I'm going to bring it over this knee, like this. Okay, and I'm going to also fall to the side. I'm just going to do a little butterfly hook sweep, just like that. Okay. Sometimes it's really easy. Sometimes it's not that easy because they're still trying to break that grip, and they're kind of leaning back a little bit. It's okay. Just stay here and lean back. Get heavy with your body. Okay. This is what I mean by earlier. I don't want my leg to do the lifting. If anything, I want my body to lean back, dead weight. Okay. If she's trying to stop me from falling back, it's going to be very hard for her. Okay. And it's very hard for her because I am literally just dead weight on this. Okay. And in order for me to be successful, I need to have my butt and my hips as far as I can underneath her base or close to her base. Okay. I can still butt scoot, or I can still get into that motion. You know, to that motion from here. Okay. But that's a lot of space in here. And if you go against someone that has good movement, you're going to be compromising that sweep attempts, and they're probably going to pass your guard. So that's what you want to get in. That's why you want to get in real close to them and on the side of your hip. Okay, and the side of your hip, so that when you lean back, dead weight, and they're trying to pull you back, see, you just go over. Okay, and you gotta keep that elbow with your left hand in this scenario tucked, so that way they don't use it to frame and stop the momentum. Because this is a mistake too that sometimes we make, is we get here and the elbow lands like this. I didn't do a good job of keeping that grip on there. Okay, and then she's able to just take a back step, and then she's reclaiming her grip and she can pass. Okay. You'll see a lot of people when they get to this position, you know, they'll get here and they'll pull the person on top of them. I don't like to pull them on top of me, because again, if I go against someone that is good with movement, I give them the opportunity to just bypass my guard altogether. Okay, I want to go to them, and then I want to go dead weight as I fall to my side. All right. So they're here. I don't want to pull them to me. Even if I'm physically capable of doing, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to rely on that brute movement. It's just here and let's get in. Okay, because this is a surprise, right? And then they're starting to try to break it, tuck it in, dead weight, just like that. Okay, just like that. Doesn't take a lot. Okay, I can still continue to go in, you know, to the mount, but more than likely, Phil, you're just going to come up here to your side control position, and you can control that spot. Okay.
Okay.
If it's someone that's over enthusiastic about the roll, and you land here, and they continue the momentum, you keep your hand on that collar. You're gonna keep your hand on that collar and use that to pull yourself on top of them. So you land it, and they're still rolling. You use that collar to grip to keep yourself on their back. Okay. See how I just use that collar grip. Okay, I allow the hand to rotate over there. All right, question on that one?
None.
All right. So let's say, once again, I'm in here, pop. She's defending it. I get in here like this, okay? I get in here like this. And she does manage to maybe loosen the grip a little bit there, okay? Now there's some slack. And now she's starting to use her arms to pull me back. Yeah, whether it could be, whether it's there, sometimes they'll make the mistake of trying to, pull, like check my hip from coming further in, or even they try to go for their own grip on my collar. Okay, and we'll address all those. So the first one is they try to push my shoulder back there. Okay, I still want to get my hips as far as I can underneath her elbow there. Okay, and then still hold on maybe to the sleeve at this point. If it's the gi, hold on like there's a slack behind the or underneath the tricep. Hold it in. Okay, and still lean to the side, dead weight, get your hook in, and you have that sweep position. All right. If it's a no gi, or you decide to do a non-gi gi grip as part of the sweep, you got here, I got in. Okay. Okay. She loosens up the grip a little bit, right? And I'm trying to get closer, and she's framing against my body, my shoulder there. Okay. And if my hand is loose or I just feel like I don't need it anymore, I'm going to go ahead and just let go of the collar grip and wrap my hand up and over her forearm. Okay? My left hand is now cupping the tricep and it's just above the elbow and I am pulling in towards me. Okay? And as I do that, she may still be trying to stiff arm. As I do that, I still lean back into the side, and then I tuck with my hands her elbows, or her elbow, and that gets into that sweep. Okay? So you start with that grip right in there. She's trying to do that. She achieves that loose grip, but now she's still trying to frame because she's trying to maybe keep her hips back a little bit, right? So as she's doing that, it's like, pop, catch it, and I go. You okay? Okay, so there's that one, okay? And all this, Phil, it's like a slow but swift movement. Okay, you reach, you got it, you're here, they're messing with this, and you go in here, you catch it, and then you fall. Okay? Don't make the mistake of leaning back. Once you're ready to go in, don't make the mistake of going up like this. I don't want a lot of space between my head and her body. I don't want to do that, okay? I want everything together as nice as I can. I want my head close to her body so that my hips can get underneath her hips when I move. So she pushes like this, right? I want my head close. You know what I'm here? Close. Okay? As soon as I make my head lean back, I'm not going to be that successful with it. And don't be surprised if you start to develop kind of knee pain after a while because you're just lifting with your leg at that point. So it's the scooting in. Yeah, you have to make sure you do the final scoot. Because you scoot in one time, maybe you get the grip, and then they're trying to do whatever, and then you scoot it again to get to that motion. Okay? That should prevent you from trying to just pull them and muscle them towards you and then throw them over to the side. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so again, I get to that grip. Okay, she's kind of there. She loosens the grip already on the collar. And let's say maybe she puts her hand on my legs, right, and my thigh right there, trying to prevent me from coming back in. Well, I have to address that. Okay, I have to address that. So that means I'm gonna have to scoop her arm from the outside, scoop it up, and then her reaction, more often than not, is for her to bring her hand back to her. When that happens, I am going to pin the wrist to her belly button. That is the idea, okay? So she loses that grip, and now she's focusing on my scoop. She doesn't want me to get close for whatever reason. I go to the outside, palm up, I scoop up, she tucks in, and when she tucks in, I will exaggerate that motion, finish the scoop, and then just rotate. Okay, that scoop, that initial scoop before I rotate, that is the key for you to make the person fall to the side.
Okay.
Any questions on that one?
No.
Okay. Again, I got that grip right in here. She defended it, right? She did a great job loosening it up. And I'm starting to scoot in, trying to get in closer, and she's defending my hips, you know, right there. What's something else that I can do from here? Like a submission.
Cross collar choke.
I can do a cross collar choke, but right now the grip is too loose. She did a great job of giving me slack. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, maybe it's
Kimura.
a Kimura. Yeah, so I let go of the grip over here on the collar, and I move over. Okay. Now, if she has her left hand holding on to my wrist, okay, my right wrist right now like this, it's okay. It doesn't matter. I can just circle around and reach up and through. Okay. I can also just power through and get to the elbow, to the hug. Okay. However you want to do it is fine. I prefer to just reach up through here like this. I get it. I have the wrist, and then I want to scoot back. I want to scoot in and lean back. Like that. I get my leg out, and I already have the ability to finish it. Okay? See how I still scoot in?
Yes.
Okay? If I can still manage to get the Kimura, you know, from here and lean back. I can still do that. Okay, but there's a large gap right now between our hips that she can still maneuver to pass my guard. So let's say she passes my guard to her left side, you know, and she overpowers my grip. Or she can also pass it to her right side. So if I go, she tries to power to the right side, and I kind of lose my grip there. And she overwhelms that grip with her body. So I don't want to deal with that. Another thing too, Phil, is that if you do this in no gi, and you get here without scooting in and you lean back, she can just slip her arm out and you're out. Okay? So I don't want to have that risk. So she did a great job of defending the cross collar. She's getting a lot of slack. And I can go wrist or I can just go over. Okay? One or the other. Whatever setup you feel is comfortable for you is fine. Okay? But again, once I get here, I still want to be able to scoot in right there. Because now all of my weight is on this elbow and that shoulder. Okay? As she tries to pull away, she gives me the angle for me to be able to finish the Kimura grip. Okay? In these little positions is I do want to be in a hurry to get to my spot, right to my checkpoint, to get right here. And after that, I just kind of want to use my body to take my time and kind of get into that position. Sometimes me being too rough, me being too fast is bad for the finish. Especially in the no-gi, when sweat is already an issue. If I'm moving too fast and lean back and and her posture is still pretty strong, I'm gonna lose it. Her arm's gonna slip out of my grip. Or I will have a very shallow grip that it's not gonna be worth it. All right?
Okay.
All right. So again, if I get lucky and I get into that cross collar grip, and I actually get a deep grip, very deep. My thumb knuckle is above her earlobe, past her earlobe. Okay. If I get that, and she starts to mess with that, I can still scoot in to make her lean forward. I reach behind her back and I hook my fingers on these wrinkles on top of her collar. And then I'm gonna use my right hand to kind of push up and create a little bit of space so that my left forearm can slide back in front and I can finish the choke. Okay? Now, sometimes you get a great entry into that cross collar choke, but the person does a great job of just, trying to tough it out and they put the chin down and you can't quite get the last little bit of the detail for the choke. Well, use that to sweep them. Okay? Just scoot in, lean to the side. Right? So it'll be like this. Like I managed to get in real deep. She's trying to mess with that grip. I still have it. I get in. I get here. Oh, I can't quite get it. Well, I'm going to still butt scoot in. I'm going to fall to my left side, but my left hand is going to now check that elbow. So I'm just going to check that elbow and go. And I can still come up, knee on belly position, and I can try to go for that finish, for that choke.
Okay.
All right, so now let's talk about, she gets the cross collar grip on me. Okay, she may be on her knees and she gets a cross collar grip on me. That's common. I like this. I like to give the cross collar grip a lot to my partner because I will end up sweeping. Okay, same thing, Phil. I want to get in real close, but this time my hand is gonna go over her forearm. Okay, so if her cross grip is on my right side, I use my right hand. If the cross grip is on my left side, I use my left hand to get on top of the forearm. Okay, I'm not gonna use the cloth. I'm just going to hook with my palm on top of the forearm. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Okay, so I can still be here like this, and I can beat her to the punch, so to speak. I take my left hand and I cut behind the tricep just above the elbow, and I butt scoot in, and I sweep her over. Okay, I sweep her over, and I can just scissor my legs and come back up on top. Okay, at this point, yeah, go ahead. At this point, you'll get people that will still try to finish the choke. It's not gonna work. Okay, if they don't have the right angle, if the grip is still there on the collar, okay, you can actually choke them because they're focused on that grip. You're just going to go ahead and feed the collar to your hand, and then you can pull on the other one to choke. Okay. Just like it's like a pepper cut variation, right? But we call it a solo choke. Solo Kibero showed that in a seminar that we went to. Yeah, it's a very good choke. Excellent choke. Okay, so again, if the cross collar grip right on here, okay. A couple things you can do if you cannot loosen that grip is you can kind of push your knee over that like that. It kind of gives you more slack. Okay. Another way you can do this is grip, foot goes on the hip. just like that. You see that?
Yeah.
Foot goes on the hip. I can have both feet on the hip, and I can lean back. Foot on the hip right here. If she's not paying attention to this, I can go ahead and go into a triangle. I can lean in, or lean back, get my leg through, get the angle, and I already have the triangle position. Or the arm bar. Okay, because they're over enthusiastic with that grip, and they did not feel or saw that I changed my angle of my body.
So once my arm gets extended that far, I gotta adjust my body to either scoot in
Or let it
or
go.
let it go.
Okay. Now there's been times where they get the cross collar grip, bam, right in there, and they do a great job of going over to the other, like the cross choke variation, like in there. Okay. I'm still going to reach over. Okay, I'm gonna reach over to the first grip here, scoot in, and then fall to the side. My feet are still gonna be between her knees. All right, that's usually a good sweep, a good counter to that from their knees. Questions on that one?
None.
Okay. All right. Cross collar grip again. There. Okay. I can still go cross collar grip on her. So now we have like a 50-50 position. But I have the superior position control right here because I'm sitting down on my butt and I can always scoot in and sweep over. So it'll be like that. Okay? I can always scoot in and sweep over if she's on her knees and I'm on my butt. So don't get too intimidated by it. She gets the cross collar grip. You can still counter with your own grip and grab behind the tricep of the cloth and pull it in. Now you may say, well, I don't feel comfortable holding the cloth. It's okay, just cut behind the tricep like we've been doing all evening right now. And lean in and butt scoot in and roll them over to the side. Okay? That's not an issue whatsoever. Obviously, last time we covered, like the collar drag position, right? So she's on her knees again. I'm in here. I get the grip, the cross collar grip, and I have to defend this hand, right? Because she's been trying to attack my grip or attack my collar. She does. I try to defend it and pass it in next to me so I can step out and pull at the same time, right? And get to those positions. Not gonna go over them. We already did that, okay? Just a reminder. Okay. Another thing you can do from here, if she gets the cross collar grip, okay, and I don't want to reach up for the collar, maybe I can because she's covering it up with her shoulder, right? She's doing a great job. I'm gonna reach down for her belt. If the belt is still around her waist, nice and snug, I'm gonna reach for the belt, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my fingers and go palm down. So I'm gonna go from the top of the belt and get that grip right in there, okay? Oh crap, I was too late. I get that grip right there, okay? And this is crucial right here. If she tries to do the cross collar choke and she needs to lean it forward, I stiff arm the grip down between her legs, right? Like this. That defends that grip already, okay? It's kind of stupid, but it works, okay? If I want to pull myself forward and she's trying to pull herself back, right? Like she's trying to move away with her base and whatnot, like that. It's like, oh, it's forever. Well, use that grip and pull them towards you or stop their backwards movement so that you can pull yourself in, still grab the elbow, and then finish the little butt scoot in and sweep. Okay? So you can still do that.
Okay.
When I'm trying to get the cross collar, you're just turning your shoulder back.
When I'm pushing like this.
And
Okay. That me extending my arm is going to rotate my shoulder away. Okay. This is what she means right here from the cross collar. It's just that without using my hand, right, is the motion of that.
I can't reach.
Okay. But I just don't want to do that exclusively. I want to use this grip on the belt. Go ahead. At the same time, because if she has to come up off her heels to try to reach in, I can still use that grip to put her weight down back to her heels. Okay. If I just rely on my shoulder turning to defend that grip, well, that's kind of stupid. She takes my back. She will sense that the grip's not there, so she just reaches behind my back and she can start climbing behind it. Okay, so that grip right there is a safe, it's like a safety. All right. The other obvious position from there is the arm drag position, right? Is I try to prevent her from holding on to my gi or to my head from the first grip. Right? It's there. I get in. So just real quick, there's two variations of that arm drag, right? The first one is she reaches and it's kind of below my shoulders. Okay, like her hand is just kind of below, coming from the bottom up. If that happens, I'm going to defend or parry at the wrist and at the palm and pass it over underneath my elbow, my other elbow, so my hand can get behind her tricep and be able to hook, step outside, and I can still pull and get to my back takes, right? But I still want to sweep. So my idea right now is to sweep from the arm drag. If she reaches up, get right here, get it, pull it. And when I pull, her reaction is to do what? To pull it back because her elbow is far away. She wants to get close. So when she pulls it back, I get in tight again, and then now I can hug, and we can sweep forward. Okay? I still want to do the same thing. Just get in close and fall to my side. Okay? The second variation of the arm drag second variation of the arm drag is that it comes up higher. Okay, it comes up higher from than the shoulder. And yeah, like she'll go like that. You'll see some people do that a lot of the times. Okay, if that happens, is you want to defend from the bottom up on the inside, rotate in. Okay, so that's something you can do from there, right? If it comes from the waist up, you parry through. Comes from the high up, you block, rotate through and pass. Okay, this is something that's going to be happening fairly fast, so you kind of have to be aware of that. Okay, you can do your arm drag drills from those positions. Both have the same thing, same end game, right? It's where I want to sweep them from this point. So she tries to reach over, I get it, I hook behind that tricep, okay? And I can still keep a hold of this other wrist right here, wrist and forearm, and I kind of tug in, get my head in there, and then she tries to pull back, allows me to get my butt closer, and then I can hold on 2-on-1 here, and I can go over to the side as I tip over. Okay, questions on that?
No.
All right. No. All right, now you may say like, well, you're bigger than her, that's pretty easy. She can still do it to me. Obviously, the bigger the person that you face, the more you're going to have to connect yourself to that person using this tactic, right? So again, I go for that cross collar grip right in here, and it's kind of loose, and she reaches in, and she's gonna butt scoot in like that, okay? Okay? But when you butt scoot in, you want to butt scoot in on your butt cheek. You want to the side that you're going to be rolling to. You don't want to butt scoot in so much on your tailbone. Now, if you do scoot in up on your tailbone first, there, when you make your initial or your last butt scoot, you have to change the angle to your butt cheek. Right?
Okay.
There. Okay? It's that last little bit of angle change that's going to be the most beneficial for you. A lot of people will still make that mistake when they get in real close. They stay on their tailbone, okay, on their tailbone, and they try to go. It's not going to happen. So you got to stay nice and snug, get to your butt cheek, and then hook, and then go. Okay? That's the key to that. All right? Whether, again, any of those, it goes from her cross collar grip, like, I go here, I'm trying to stop. Okay? I'm trying to do this. I'm giving her the slack. And I start to push her off, trying to get away. Well, same thing. She gets in right there, and then she just kind of leans, kind of like a slow timber, and I go. Okay? I would say it's fairly easy.
Pretty easy.
Okay? The only mistake, I cannot stress this enough, the only mistake is that people are going to come up to their partner or their opponent on their tailbone and then lean back and try to lift with their legs or just try to lift with their arms.
I think another mistake is people using their hook instead of their weight of their body.
Right. Yeah, you have to use the falling control in conjunction with your leg hooking the inside of the thigh, in conjunction with you pulling and tucking in their elbow. So it's like a 3 points of contact.
Yeah, because a lot of people just butt scoot it on the tailbone and try to lift your leg with their hook, and you'll hurt yourself.
Yes. You know, now traditionally, as you do this with an underhook, you know, like the old school Marcelo Garcia stuff, right? It's where, you know, she would have butt scoot in and she would have to try to get that underhook. You see that? So that way you can use that underhook to push against my lat and be able to raise my leg over and go. But that's become so hard nowadays, even when you go against some you know, beginners, it's just kind of like the evolution of people knowing grappling, because with the UFC and Bellator and all these other, you know, professional fight leagues, MMA fight leagues are on TV now. People can see little things that will, like their body will remember, and it makes it easier for them to do anti-grappling. All right. So you adapt, and this would be a really good way to go around that, to bypass that. I'm not saying you abandon it, but it's a great option to have when you can't get your underhooks.
Okay.
All right. Obviously, if you're smaller and you're going against someone bigger, you always have the benefit that you can always kind of come up to your knees or up to your feet and still be able to you know, use like the arm drag or use this position to get what you need. Okay. One of the things from here is if she comes up and she gets that cross collar grip on me, you know, she gets that cross collar grip and she still, you know, kind of scoots in, but I'm like, oh no, I'm trying to pull back. Well, she can do a technical stand up from here and pull me. And like as she gets her leg away, right back, to be able to get to that, to the back. Okay, so it's just like a head snap from wrestling. Okay, it's like the small person version of the cross collar drag against a bigger person, because she's not gonna, you know, get me to my side. I'm gonna try to defend. She's gonna pull me forward in a way. Now, if I'm still strong enough to where she can't do that, and she comes up to that technical stand-up position, it's like, they kind of do this. Well, she can still use that to kind of go behind me and start going for this other position. Okay, so it's a great control with the gi for that cross collar grip. Questions on that?
No.
All right. All right. So okay, so now here's the other one. With a cross collar grip, we can go into the chokes. Okay. Actually, this position. Okay, so smaller going against someone bigger, right? And let's say she gets that cross collar grip. Now, if you're gonna go for the choking variations of this, you don't want to have a deep grip. You want to have shallow. So maybe just reach right by the chin level, or maybe just slightly above. And I don't feel threatened by this. If I have a little bit of experience, it's like, well, I can just start to push, and I can start to defend here like this. Okay, well, she's not gonna butt scoot in. If anything, she's gonna butt scoot back out. Okay, she's gonna come up in, like on her knee, like that, and she's gonna be pulling down, and she's going to try to get my head underneath this arm. Okay, so she's gonna be like pulling and getting her elbow up and over my head, like that. Okay, all right, let's go from this angle here. So she gets the shallow grip, and it's like, oh, I'm trying to do this. Well, it gives her the opportunity to kind of get to a better. Gotta go back. Come up to me. As you take that. There. Okay. So she creates that. So she creates that. Like that motion here. Okay, with that grip. The grip doesn't do this, and it doesn't stay out. It just stays where it needs to be. Okay, just at the same distance that you started with. You don't want to pull it too much, and you want to push it. Just stay where you started from. Okay. Shallow grip, like here like this. Well, it's right there, and then as soon as that happens, she's going to kind of pull down and elbow up and tuck my head underneath. Okay, and she's got the grip. Now that leg can move. Okay, she can like kind of stand up because since I'm bigger and she's smaller, she can stand up on her feet and tuck my head in and get me into like that modified guillotine gi grip. Okay, that happens. Now, if you cannot get that grip because the person essentially tucks in their chin, still use it to get to the back. Clear the hand and get to the back. Okay, so when you're smaller going against someone bigger, you have the ability to move faster because you can get to your knees. Or I'm sorry, you can get off of your knees faster. You can get on your toes easier and move around. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, any questions on those ones?
No.
No. Okay. So now, same thing again. Cross collar grip. She gets somewhat grip. Good grip in there. Okay. So, let's go back. So she's sitting on her butt again. Okay, I'm a big guy. She gets that cross collar grip in there. Okay, she comes up to her knee, just like that. Okay, and so what she's going to do is she's going to take this hand and she's going to block this knee from opening too much. Okay, and then she's going to drop with her elbow and her shoulder and her head over here to the side, and she can bring those knees over to the side. Like that, okay? That's a lot of dead weight going to one side that I cannot hold my posture up, and I'm gonna end up falling to the side. Okay? Now, if she doesn't check that knee first, as she does that, if she just kind of goes over to the side, right? It's not gonna be that effective. Okay? Even if she's still to commit, it's not gonna do that, right? Like she has to come head first to my shoulder, and then she has to point her elbow over to the body and lean over. Okay, that's what she has to do. But because my knee can move, I'm already changing the angle, and she's not gonna be successful. She's got to defend that knee first, there, and then she can go over, just like that. Okay. Now you might say, well, her back is vulnerable because I can get to her back. Not so fast. She has that grip on my collar, so that makes it hard for me to posture up. Okay, so let's start from that position where we landed. Yeah, but let's do back this way. There we go. Okay, go ahead. So here, okay, you're like, well, I can take her back. Well, she's put a lot of pressure, a lot of weight onto my collar grip the collar grip she already has. If I try to come up, it becomes very hard. So what she needs to do from this point on is she's gonna have to lean and push into me to get her elbow out so that she can get her side control. Okay, so once you fall with that grip right there, that collar grip, you're gonna have to let it go, and you're gonna have to bring your elbow up and then over. So you're gonna have to like hug the person so that you can turn and push into their chest to prevent them from going behind your back. All right. Use the grip, pull down, and then you go over. And if you have to, once you're here, you can use your other hand and you can kind of switch the grip to still go over to that side. Okay. That's another option that you can have. So let's. It's like that. All right. And because you're smaller going against someone bigger, you do have the ability to switch your grips a lot faster. A lot of the time, the bigger person, when they fall, it's like, they're like, up, and they're trying to come up like this. Okay. That's a big movement for the bigger person. So it makes it harder for them to catch up to you. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't, yeah. Go ahead, say that.
I was just saying that's not something you want to dilly-dally around with. Like, you just want to do it.
If you do it, you do it, commit to it. Don't just half-ass do it.
Okay.
You gotta commit, put your weight on it. And you gotta land, you gotta lead with your elbow so you can land next to that person.
Okay.
Okay? Questions on that?
None.
All right. So continuing again with the cross collar, right? So I'm gonna be back here. She's on her knees. All right. Kind of motion here. Let's say I get the grip this time, right? I go here. I get the grip. And she's trying to defend the grip by also reaching over my arm to get to a grip of her own. Yeah, they usually try to get same side grip. Okay, that's another counter that will happen. I don't want to let them do that because so you guys can see it. If she reaches over with her left hand, same side collar grip, she's going to use her elbow, and she's going to get her elbow on the outside and over my own elbow. So then that neutralizes that cross collar control. Simple ways you can defend that. She's reaching over, you raise your elbow. If she goes underneath, you tuck your elbow. Okay? That's gonna be the battle. Raise your elbow, touch your elbow. You go like this, okay? So when you have the cross collar grip, you don't just raise your elbow and you leave this space right here between your chin and your shoulder. It's you do this,
Okay.
stay there, okay? Here, 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 here. So you're defending them neutralizing your grip. And that's very common, especially when you go against experienced people. However we may start, she goes for the cross collar grip, bam. Because I know for sure, like me, I will let the person do the cross collar grip so that I can go over their grip and neutralize that. That makes it easier for me to start to defend and get rid of this grip altogether. Okay? So I will let them do that to me so I can go over them. All right? Well, she can still keep her control by now defending with her elbow. She goes over and she sees or feels I'm going in. She can still get it. Okay? And that becomes a battle in itself. And as that's happening, she can rearrange her body and position however she wants to attack or disengage. Okay? So you don't want to just stay there like this all the time, just because I'm,
5 minutes.
yeah, for 5 minutes, because I'm trying to just consistently try to get over or under, over or under, over or under. Okay? When someone reaches underneath, okay, when someone gets underneath, it's because they're trying to get underneath, up high into your own collar, and they flare their own elbow up. That makes this control weak because the elbow is not flared. You see, her elbow is flared up. So if she tries to push me, it's weak. If she tries to pull me, it's weak. It's the same thing as here. She tries to push me, it's weak. She tries to pull me, it's weak. Okay? So you're just over-exaggerating the person's elbow one way or the other. I will say that going underneath the opponent's grip is probably the most common one. You see a lot of people do that nowadays. I prefer going over. That's just me. Okay?
Okay.
Because if I can go over, I can still sweep them to the side. I just feel I have more control sweeping over to the side when with the over grip.
Okay.
I think it's easier to neutralize it.
Then
Sorry.
trying that. Yep. All right. Okay. All right. Any question, Phil?
None.
All right. In all, right? Like you're sitting down. Okay. You're sitting down. If you have to come in closer to the person, you have to butt scoot in. Try to be on your side. If you can't be on your side, just, again, a little recap. You can butt scoot on your tailbone and then change the angle to your butt cheek, to your hip. Okay? You can't come in already sitting on your butt cheek, coming in forward. Okay? You're already coming in. That's good. But just be aware that if you get too narrow, if you're coming in too narrow, the person can easily start to reach for your back. Okay? Now they start reaching for your back here like this, and they can start to, move around. Okay? So you want to be careful with that. Okay? You don't want to be too narrow, but you also don't want to be too squared up with a person, like being on your tailbone, because then it's hard. If you're squared up, it's really hard to maneuver the person where you want them. If you're too narrow, well, you leave yourself vulnerable to be taken from the back. Okay, so you have to have a nice, like a nice medium, positioning with your hips and your tailbone, right?
Okay.
It's like, I don't know, like a level, right? When you're trying to level
Yeah.
something, You know, you're always like, you just gotta just get just right. Get the air within the center, right? Get the little bubble.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I imagine when I am in this position. Like I am like in her position and she's, you know, I'm in close to the person and let's say I already have the control that I want to sweep me over, right? Like this. So I'm in like real close on them and it's like I am trying to get the level just right in the middle so that way I'm able to sweep. Okay? I'm trying to get their weight off center just enough so that my level can be, you know, on the right plane.
Okay.
So do you have any questions or comments?
None.
No?
That's cool.
Okay. Again, simple thing you can do by yourself is just your butt scoots. And tuck in your elbow and go to your side. Right? You can go to the other side, change your level, tuck in your elbow, just go to your side. That drill in itself, it's going to be very crucial.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, Phil, well, with that being said, we will pick up on next Monday.
Okay. Take care.
You too. Bye.